Hey, how's it going, guys? Bob here. Some of you know that back in the late 90s, for about 3 years, I collected celebrity autographs and photos. I framed many of them, and they quickly became decor for my house. Time and UV light have not been kind to the signatures on some of these photos, so I thought it was time to archive them. My collection is rather esoteric because nothing is newer than around the year 1999, for one thing. I used to be a musician, so I'm heavy on that stuff as well, and I like old things. So younger people aren't going to know who any of these people are probably, but you older guys will appreciate it. And this gives me the opportunity to share them with you. So let's dive right in. Righto, let's start here. I took these pictures with my phone, so there may be some reflections. We'll deal with it. This set of photos is above my headboard on my bed in my bedroom. Now, there's more to it than it looks like. You guys that are model railroaders, you know about forced perspective from a distance. Look at this photo. Right in the middle, they're looking straight at you. On the right side, they're looking into the frame. On the left, they're looking into the frame. The larger photos are typically at the top because they're further away. So my version of forced perspective, it's very difficult to find photos that match, that you can line up and get perfectly numbered, that will do that on a collection on a wall. There's not always a rhyme or reason to the photos I chose. Some of them I like the quality of the photo, some I like the actor or actresses. That's Julie Warner. She was, I think, in Doc Hollywood. Here's Mariah Carey. Leah Thompson. I'm doing this off the top of my head, and it's been like 25 years since I bought these. So that's Jennifer Love Hewitt. Down the bottom there is Emma Samms in the bikini. Sybil Shepherd with the jeans. Dana Delaney in the mid on the left. Daisy Fuentes on the right. Lori Loughlin upper right, and Alyssa Milano. Okay, back down here. That's Julia Roberts in the tub from, who's that? Shay Marks. Kathy Ireland on the left. Courtney Thorne-Smith on the left. Shay Marks in the middle. Juliana Margulies, she was from that ER show, and she's in something else now. And Sarah Michelle Gellar up there, Buffy. Celia Ward in the upper left. Another Sarah Michelle Gellar signed. And that's Jennifer Grey from Ferris before the nose job. Some of these celebrities I wrote to and they sent me signed photos. Others I purchased. I can't go through them all, but here on the upper left is Michelle Pfeiffer. She was really good in Fabulous Baker Boys. Below her is Julie Cellini. She was a playmate. Elizabeth Berkley, top middle. She was in Saved by the Bell. And below her is, what's her name? Jenna Von Oy. She was the character Six from Blossom, a 90s sitcom. Upper right is Kelly Martin. I think the show was Life Goes On. And Amy Peets, bottom right. And Caroline in the City, maybe was the show she was in. These are 80s and 90s shows, so... All the photos so far, including these, are all on my bedroom walls. I don't have to buy any art for my walls because I just use my collected celebrity photos. Brooke Shields on the right. Tanya Memme on the left. I got that back when she was the spokesperson for DSS Satellite before she became big on home improvement shows. That was a personal signed photo she sent me there. Carrie Green, the girl from the Goonies on the left, and Celia Ward. Cindy Crawford on the left, Mira Sorvino on the right. Her signature has all but vanished. Marissa Tomei in the upper right, and a personalized signature from Daisy Fuentes on the left. Rounding out the bedroom tour is My Growing Pains wall. It was a comedy show, a sitcom from the 80s. I really liked the characters on there, so I collected an entire wall of just that cast. Somewhere in storage I have a signed script from one of their episodes. And I also have a few candid photos of some of the celebrities during a Christmas event in one of their homes. Alan Thicke, he's no longer with us, good actor. Joanna Kearns. I really like Tracy Gold, Kirk Cameron. The girl who ran their fan club, I was in touch with her, and that's where I got some of the candid photos in the script. Chelsea Noble there at the bottom. Julie McCullough did a couple episodes. Now we've moved out to the living room. This is what's on the wall there. Cast of characters there, I'll tell you. Again, the forced perspective. Left looking into the frame, right looking into the frame, larger at the top, and straight in the middle looking directly into your eyes. Let's see if we can remember who a few of these people are. Left to right, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Terry Hatcher. Left, Leah Remini from King of Queens and Perry Gilpin from Frasier. Above on the left, Jerry Stiller from Seinfeld and Kelsey Grammer from Frasier. And top left, Kevin James, King of Queens, and Michael Douglas. John Wayne, the Duke. Well, screw these pissants. Charles Bronson beside him. Jennifer Aniston from Friends. That girl from the bus on the right. Sandra Bullock. There's Johnny Carson. He's the man. Shawnee Smith in the red. She was in that show Becker. There's Mayim Bialik, Blossom. And Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Seinfeld. We're going to have to slow this one down. Daisy Fuentes, Melissa Joan Hart, Jenna Von Oy, who was Six from Blossom, Christina Applegate from Married with Children, Richard Gere, Alicia Silverstone, my man Burt Reynolds, Caroline in the City, whatever her name is, Leah Thompson, Courtney Cox on the left, Roger Moore, 007, Marie Osmond, and Alyssa Milano. Chevy Chase in the upper left, Danielle Fishel, who was Topanga from Boy Meets World, Tracy Gold, and Burt Reynolds again. Moving down the hallway, just some of the musicians I have a lot of respect for. Bottom right, Manhattan Transfer, awesome group. Been listening to them for many, many years. I think 2024 is their last year. Richard Carpenter, signed in 2000. Everybody knows Karen Carpenter, great voice, but that guy did all the arrangements and all the music. He's very talented. Again, Manhattan Transfer, signed in gold paint pen by every one of them. Nat King Cole, that's a pencil signature on a card. That's under conservation glass. He died around 1964. So that's pretty rare. Another Richard Carpenter. Again, great talent. That one signed in 95. And up here, one of my favorites, Rosemary Clooney. I wrote to her. She sent me that photo. For Bob, my best, Rosemary Clooney. To the right of those photos is a Rosemary Clooney matted and framed under conservation glass with a vintage signature on a card. Now just down the hall, I have my wall of vintage Bombshells. You older guys will know Rita Hayworth on the left and Marilyn on the right. And a whole row of Lauren Bacall right there for you. Now here's where it gets a little more interesting. On the left is Jane Mansfield. She died in a horrific car crash at the age of 34 when her convertible slid under the back of a tractor trailer. There was legislation after that, and apparently they made the Mansfield bar, which is that bar that comes down on the back of a tractor trailer to keep cars from sliding underneath of it. It's called the Mansfield bar. So that was very interesting to me. Now on the right, the internet told me who this was, but I'm going to leave it up to you guys to figure that out. No cheating with image searches. Who is that, older guys? Who is that? And in my kitchen, there's a big canvas photo of Marilyn. Classic photo. Further down the hall, there's some shots from some TV shows and some movies that I really like. Fonzie and Richie from Happy Days. A movie from the 80s or 90s called Only the Lonely. Really good movie. And probably one of my all-time favorites, if not my favorite, My Cousin Vinny. Joe Pesci, Marissa Tomei, awesome. A pretty stupid movie from the 80s, Elizabeth Shue in Adventures in Babysitting. You want to watch a good movie from back then? Entrapment with Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones. Go look that one up from the 90s. That was pretty good. Of course. And all-time favorite, I'll get you, you some bitch. Well, we're running out of room, so we're getting close to the end. In my office, I have some news people and some show hosts. Soledad O'Brien and Dan Rather. Julie Bologna, she was a local weather girl, wrote to her. She was pretty cool. Walter Cronkite, the guy who actually told you the news back then and didn't tell you how you were supposed to feel about it. He just laid it out and let you make your own decisions. Barbara Walters, Maria Shriver. And Vanna, Alex Trebek, Bob Barker, Ed Bradley on the left, Larry King, and Sally Jesse Raphael. I'm not a big Trekkie, a big Star Trek fan, but I do like The Next Generation. Back in the early 90s, when I came home from work, it was like 7 o'clock, and I'd sit down to have my salad, and that was always the only show that was on. So I kind of got interested in it and ended up watching that. On a side note, if you like Next Generation, that new show Picard on the Paramount Network the last couple years, that's really good. Michael Dorn, Worf, Captain. Gates McFadden, Dr. Crusher. Patrick Stewart, Jean-Luc Picard. Oh, Jonathan Frakes, that dick. Nobody likes him. He went to Penn State. Makes me embarrassed. Marina Sirtis. And Brent Spiner. Data. And lastly, above the piano, I have all my musicians. Upper left, Rosemary Clooney. To the right, Billy Joel. Left, Ramsey Lewis. Right, Nat King Cole. Bottom left, Duke Ellington. Bottom right, Tony Bennett. Top left, Gloria Estefan. Right, Oscar Peterson. Middle left, Diana Krall. Middle right, Johnny Mathis. Bottom left, Natalie Cole. Bottom right, Uncle Ray, Mr. Ray Charles. Top left, Smokey Robinson. On the right, James Taylor. Bottom left, Joe Williams. And on the bottom right, Lou Rawls. Yeah, buddy. And on the upper left, Gloria Estefan. Upper right, Willie. Bottom left, Kenny Rogers. And the bottom right is the Velvet Fog himself, Mel Torme. Melvin, Peppy Wiener, Melvin. And lastly, a few standout pieces that are all matted, framed, and under conservation glass. An Elvis photo with a signed card below it. And a signed sheet music of Misty by Johnny Mathis. And a signed photo from the chairman of the board, Frank Sinatra. And that wraps up this celebrity autograph tour. But here's the thing, there's a whole bunch more of these I have in storage in photo albums. So if that's something you're interested in, leave me a comment below, give me a like or a thumbs up. As always, I hope this was entertaining, somewhat educational, and thanks for watching.